or need to know for March 6th. Coming to you from Meadow Mill. I'm Amanda. This is Alan. Join us here every Tuesday at 12:30 for your weekly news roundup and a discussion of current events. Feel free to comment and ask us questions in the comments field below. Alan, what's going on locally?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, Baltimore's restored traffic camera program will have roughly tripled from its initial size last summer, according to our friends at Baltimore Fishbowl.
Oh,
Big Brother is watching.
I hate these things. I hate
You
them.
hate Big Brother.
Well, true, but I really hate the traffic cameras.
Yeah, me too.
But continue.
The Department of Transportation announced on March 2nd that it's installing cameras, specifically red light, speed, and commercial vehicle enforcement ones, in 44 new locations around the city, some of them going in both directions. That will include 19 new speed cameras, which operate from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. in school zones Mondays through Fridays, issuing $40 tickets to anyone caught moving 12 miles per hour or more over the speed limit. 12 miles per hour? I thought it's usually like around 20. But
No, I think it really is 12 because I always look at my dial and I'm like, no, I'm at 10. I'm okay. But it's really a sensitive 12. I know it. I know it from experience.
Okay. Meanwhile, 19 new red light cameras will be operating, which will run 24/7 and will issue $75 tickets. and 6 new commercial vehicle enforcement cameras, which punish truck drivers traveling on unauthorized roads with escalating fines starting at $125 and maxing out at $250. The first violation only warrants a warning.
Well,
so you truck drivers got to watch out.
I know. Thank God I'm not driving a truck, but they need to post some new signs because I don't remember seeing a no trucks on this road only sign in a long time.
They don't care. They can do what they want.
Okay.
No signage.
All right.
Make more money that way.
Yeah, that's true.
The new devices will be activated on March 19th, according to the release. According to an interactive map updated for March 2018, DOT's automated traffic violation enforcement system, also known as ATVES, will now have 93 of the traffic tracking devices, including more than 50 speed cameras. Nothing like a good acronym, you know?
Yeah,
ATVES.
but
Love it.
well, I hate ATVES, but
Everyone does.
But like that's as many speed cameras basically as there are streets,
On Earth,
frankly.
yes.
And like I live in perpetual fear of these things because I'll just be sitting at a red light minding my own business and you see it go off like 3 times and you're like, what have I done? I feel instantly guilty every time.
Well, that's what we talked about before. Like, what I'd love to see some kind of scientific study that shows how accurate these cameras are, because I have a feeling that they screw up sometimes.
Yeah, and like the thing where it's supposed to be only 6 to 8 in school zones. I don't know, because I've been out on the road earlier and I've definitely gotten these tickets before. So, like, you actually really do have to turn it off when it's not the school times. You have to. I've gotten to the point where I, like, take specific routes because I know where all these little evil robot machines are. But now I'm gonna have to figure out a whole new route. This is just I hate these.
You know, right near where I live in the Mount Washington area, you know, when I go down Smith Avenue, it's going down a well, you only can go down a decline.
Yeah.
But I go past Bay Jacques School there, and you know, it's kind of hard to go 12 miles an hour when you got to be braking the whole time.
Oh no, 12 just means over. Like the 12 is for over that.
No, right. I know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I got that.
Okay. I thought. Wait.
I'm just saying
that would
it's
be
not even
really
on a regular
slow
road,
everywhere.
but it's on a road that's going down. You know,
Yeah,
like a steep hill.
they're always on the roads going down. I'm always on Stevenson, which winds, and there's big box right there on Stevenson, and then there's one. Yeah. Ugh, I hate them. All right. Well,
it's the future.
They're awful. It's March Madness. Because it's March Madness, we had some exciting news on the basketball front.
Yes. We reported it last week that the Yeshiva University men's basketball team, the Maccabees, the Mighty Maccabees, had earned its first trip to the NCAA Division III basketball tournament. Very cool.
Good job, guys.
And even more cool, we wrote our story about the team member and Beth DeFilla graduate, Danny Katz. I think it's Danny or Donnie. I'm going to go with Danny. The 6'4" sophomore forward started all season and averaged 7.8 points per game.
Good.
Yeshiva University was eliminated from the tournament last Friday with an 81-67 opening round loss to York College, which is in York, Pennsylvania. But
that's okay, though.
Impressive.
They got to the tournament. That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
First time ever.
Yeah.
Go Yeshiva.
Very cool. The Maccabees finished with a season total of 18 to 11, a record of 18-11. And meanwhile, Danny Katz scored 15 points in the last game. You can read more about him at jmoreliving.com. And you can also read about local hero, Eddie Matz, who is just got a citation from the Maryland General Assembly. It's on jmoreliving.com for all of his hard work for the Greater Pikesville Recreation Council. I don't know Eddie well. I've met him a couple times, but people rave about this guy because he does so much behind-the-scenes stuff. So he got a citation from the General Assembly.
Job.
So that's
Congratulations.
cool.
And would you tell me about his father?
Oh, no, that's about
Danny's
Katz's
father.
Yeah.
Oh.
Danny Katz's father was the coach of the Jewish Jordan, Tamir Goodman,
Nice.
years ago.
That's
Coach
good.
Harold Katz. So,
Excellent.
So I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, and we have stories all over the place about Katz's and Matz's and anyone else.
Katz and Matz.
So read up
Sounds
on
like a couple
those.
good delis.
Actually, yeah. If you're just joining us,
Rugelach there.
this is JMOR's Need to Know on Facebook
Just
Live.
fun to say Rugelach.
Share, like, and follow at hashtag JMOR Need to Know. So moving on to the latest in Israeli embassy news.
Yes. Guatemalan President Jimmy Morales said that his country will move its embassy from Israel to from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem in May. Speaking in the annual conference of the American-Israel Public Affairs Committee in Washington, D.C. this weekend, Morales said that Guatemala will make the move on May 16th, 2 days after the 70th anniversary of Israel's independence, when the U.S. will move its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. President Donald Trump's decision last year to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital departed from decades of U.S. foreign policy. Every mention of this development at the AIPAC conference was met with big-time cheers. And I was, like I told you, I was in D.C. this weekend, but I wasn't there for the AIPAC convention. And I saw so many people out there, so many people wearing yarmulkes on the street. You felt like you were in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, too.
Wow.
So, but yeah, the people in the Jewish community, even those who aren't big fans of the president, a lot of them really like this development. And it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yes, it will be interesting to see what happens.
So meanwhile,
Yes.
the president has announced that he may be attending the Jerusalem embassy opening. President Trump said he may be present
He
in
might be
Jerusalem,
president, too. We're
Freudian
not sure.
slip, in Jerusalem when the U.S. embassy opens in May. We're looking at coming, Trump warned on Monday in opening his meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Washington, D.C. Trump is also planning to build an embassy in he's planning to, you say build
a new embassy.
Build a new embassy, right, thank you, which could take up to 9 years.
Right.
That's a long time.
Right.
In the meantime, the embassy will be housed in a consular building.
Right.
This will be remembered by our people throughout the ages, Netanyahu said. Others talked about it. You did it. No one can argue that.
He did
do it.
That's the real news. That's not a fake news.
Right. No fake news there. The two leaders met in the Oval Office in a closed-door session said to have been scheduled to coincide with Netanyahu's visit here this week for the annual AIPAC conference. So it'll be interesting to see how all this plays out, and I'm sure the Israeli security forces will have their hands full when and if the president does go to Jerusalem at that time.
I think
there's
that's
going to be a lot of angry Palestinians.
It's going to be a tumultuous week.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the
crazy
anniversary. It's yeah. We'll see. We'll see what goes down.
It'll be interesting.
See if it turns out to be a good decision. So, since we're approaching Passover, speaking of lots of tumultuous times,
Yes.
Here's a strange little item related to Passover.
The residents of a Brooklyn neighborhood demonstrated on March 4th against the smoke coming out of a local matzah factory. Dozens of members of the South 5th Street Block Association in Williamsburg protested against the Congregation Satmar's factory. The residents told WPIX-TV that the factory spews what they described as toxic coal smoke, which is so bad in the early morning that some residents say they have to wear masks just to get onto the subway.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Burnt matzah. Ugh.
They added that they have been complaining to the city for 7 years, all to no avail. The factory burns coal and wood during the baking of the matzah.
Okay.
The bakery's specialty is handmade shmura matzah, the artisanal disc-shaped type of considered extra special because the ingredients are quote-unquote guarded against leavening before the wheat is harvested. And I've had shmura matzah
I have
Tastes-
too.
Yeah,
It's very bland.
Yeah, it's very
bland. But so is matzah.
I'm still not sure what makes it of a higher quality or degree.
Yeah.
Makes it more guarded than other matzah, but I know that people, particularly Orthodox people, they feel like it's of a higher quality in nature.
It's really, really, really unleavened.
Yes,
super
very-
flat. It's the
yeah.
super flat
Well, I
variety.
think a lot of it is the supervision too, how it is guarded.
So I wonder why it needs to be circular as opposed to the standard Manischewitz squares.
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm sure there's a good reason for it.
Must
I
be
don't
the
remember
oven
anymore.
or something. I don't know.
It might be symbolic of something. I don't know.
I don't care about
Google
matzah
it.
either way. I don't want any of it, frankly. But if I'm going to eat it, I like it as like matzah pizza. Matzah pizza is delicious.
Yeah.
But that's just because it's covered in sauce and
Yeah,
cheese.
there's not much you can do with it.
Matzo brie is all right. My mom used to
Yeah,
make me that.
mine too. It's okay.
It's okay. All right. So did you ever hang out at Tower Records when you were growing up?
No, I didn't. I don't remember there ever being a Tower Records
This
in
is
Baltimore.
sad.
You
Did
bet-
you hang out at Tower Records?
Glenn?
Down near Annapolis, there was.
Oh, okay, Annapolis.
In Arundel County, there was
Okay.
Oh.
there was one on River Road.
Really? Aha, that
I don't
answers
remember
that
one
question.
ever in Baltimore, but I could be wrong about that. Let us know.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'm sad for you because
Yeah.
I used to hang out at Tower Records. There was one
Iconic,
There,
right?
yeah, it was totally iconic. It was like part of my generation growing up. But there was one by Lincoln Center, which is near where my grandparents lived
Mm-hmm.
in New York. And every time my dad was in town, we would like go walk over to Tower, and he'd let me pick like a whole bunch of CDs because he was super into music.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I remember one time we were in there, and he asked the clerk for the latest Chrissy Hindi CD, and the clerk just like basically laughed us out of the store. He meant Chrissy Hind from the Pretenders, but my poor dad, whatever. But like it was so funny. The clerk was like had tears coming out of his eyes. But anyway, so
Why did your dad say that?
he just was. He didn't know. I think he
Okay.
thought her name was pronounced Chrissy Hindi.
Wow.
I don't know. I guess he liked that better. But anyway, it was a great place.
Pretender?
Anyway, I can't explain it. It just happened and it was super awkward. But yeah, we used to go in there and just like spend hours just flipping through stuff. So you probably heard the founder, Russ Solomon, died.
You're right. Russ Solomon, who pioneered the Superstore hangout for music lovers by founding Tower Records and expanding it worldwide before streaming music services rendered it obsolete and bankrupt, died
Yep.
on March 4th at his home in Sacramento, according to the New York Times. He was 92.
And he was watching the Oscars and in between drinks.
Oh,
He had a
really?
cocktail and he needed a refill. And before the refill could get back,
Well, some people would say that's the way to go.
and also the Oscars
Watching
were
the
super
Oscars.
boring,
They
so
were?
it probably attributed.
See, I didn't watch the Oscars this year.
Oh, I couldn't even stay up for the whole
I thought it was
thing.
supposed to be pretty good.
I was in pain.
Kimmel was supposed to be great.
What?
No?
I was so bored. I was like miserably bored. But anyway, we digress. Tell us more
Lady
about
Bird didn't win.
Stop it. Just tell us more about Russ Solomon.
So Sacramento-based Tower Records once had 89 stores across the nation and 144 stores run under license in 9 other countries. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Tower Records closed in 2006, liquidating after its second bankruptcy. The company couldn't compete with free digital download websites. Who
Nope.
can?
Nobody can.
Nobody
Nobody could.
Right.
So-
fortunately, we have a couple. We still have a couple independent record stores here in
Yeah.
Baltimore.
We still got Soundgarden.
Soundgarden.
We have Record and Tape
What's it
Traders.
called? The True Vine. We have that.
Yes.
A couple places in
we have
Hampton.
some spots.
Normals.
Normals, yeah. No, we have
Record
spots.
tape,
We
but not a
actually
lot.
we're lucky on that front
Yeah.
that we have a few music stores.
Yeah. Not enough though.
I think there's something in Catonsville, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. You tell us. But
I can't remember. the name
anyway,
now.
I know that you love music docs as much as I do. So Colin Hanks did one on Tower Records called All Things Must Pass. You watched it?
I had on the show, yeah.
It's great. Oh, you had Colin Hanks on the show?
Tremendous. Talk
That movie was fantastic. So it's just about the rise and fall of Tower, and everyone was like a super fan. It was like a cult. So Elton John, anytime he was on tour anywhere, would go into whatever the local tower was, and they would always pull out his like special edition vinyls of
Right.
like Yellow Brick Road or something, and he'd sign them. They'd
Can you
do
imagine
events.
going into your record store and seeing Elton John there?
with his big old glasses. Yeah, but he did.
Wow.
He stopped by. He was like a regular. He loved the place.
Wow.
Bruce Springsteen like grew up going there. Like everyone, it was actually an icon and an experience.
Why didn't they have one in Baltimore?
It, Yeah, that's weird.
Why?
You would think they could have stuck it at the harbor or something.
Yeah, maybe they had an arrangement. I mean, we had Sam Goodies and
Yeah,
other
I remember
places.
Sam Goodies. Well, if you didn't grow up in Baltimore and you remember hanging out at a Tower Records, tell us your memories
us
about
know.
that. All right,
Please.
before we get to today's J phrase, I've got to put in a plug here for any students who are attending the March for Our Lives in DC on March 24th. If you're interested, we're going to do live coverage that day and you want to contribute, email me at amandak@jmarliving.com.
And what was in the news today that Friends School?
Friends
had
School
a
did their walkout today, and
But most of the walkouts
Gilman.
are March 14th.
Yeah,
right?
maybe they decide. Everyone decide. I don't know, but Gilman was there.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. So that happened today. All right, give us a J phrase. This one might get me in some trouble.
The J phrase of the day is pink kapoyer. It's a
Pink
Yiddish
kapoyer.
word, phrase, I should say, and it means upside down or the opposite. An example, what my boss says and what he does is usually pink kapoyer, trust me.
Trust me, Pink Kapoyer over
Pink
here.
Kapoyer.
Trust me, or like on strange.
Never heard anybody use that term.
on strange things. They go to the Pink Kapoyer place.
Pink kapoyer.
That's going to be it for us today. Remember to join us here Tuesdays at 12:30 for your Need to Know News Roundup. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and follow at hashtag JMoreNeedToKnow. And go to jmoreliving.com for more news updates. And watch out for weather.
Be careful.
Bye.